Hey Cajun family! Springtime means a lot of things, but here in Cajun country, it means time to plant your garden and of course crawfish season. We ultimately decided to put our raised beds where we recently moved the camper from. We still needed to do the final cleanup from pulling out the power cord to tidying up around there. The water spigot that was behind the camper that we had winterized was ready to be deconstructed, and turns out the spray foam and plastic piping did the trick. But sadly, our fruit trees didn't make it through the winter either. Once we got the area tidied up, we were able to start grading the ground and prep for our garden.
We're getting ready to build the first bed for our raised bed garden section.
And the first bed that we're going to be building is going to be out of 2x8s. Everything that we're going to be using for our raised beds is going to be stuff that we've set aside from our house build. So even if these end up only lasting us a year, well, we got a free year in a sense.
We've got a lot of people that has commented and gave us some really good suggestions, like using cypress and a lot of those things like that that'll last a really long time. And we would love to do that, but we have all this. We don't want it to go to waste. It's not good enough to use in a building situation because it's been wet over and over and over, but it'll be perfect for this. All of this lumber was rough cut. So you see the ends of these boards are not square. So the first thing that we're gonna have to do is go ahead and square up the ends of these boards. That way we'll have perfect vertical sides rather than it end up looking like a fishing boat.
A dance move from back in the day where they did, I think it's called the picture frame.
I really don't know, but I can imagine that it's probably something like this. We have the first raised bed completed and we have it put in place. Now it's time for us to put the soil in, put the material in, all that good stuff.
And that brings us to today's sponsor, Vevor. Right here we have the Vevor Weed Barrier 10 foot by 100 foot. Vevor carries different sizes and different styles of landscaping barriers. This weed barrier is erosion proof, damp proof, long lasting, and tear proof. Being pro-environment and friendly to soil, you'd think that this would be a very high price, but actually it's very cost effective. This geotech drainage fabric is needle punched, so there's no need to worry about breaking down over time. The installation takes no special techniques and is very simple. With a pair of scissors, you can make quick work of your installation. For our raised beds, we are going to be putting down some soil, and then on top of that is whenever we are going to be putting down our weed barrier. Living in Louisiana, we have a very long summer. So we are constantly working on pruning and keeping the weeds out, mowing, whatever it takes to keep the yard looking nice. And now for our raised beds, we don't even have to worry about it thanks to Vevor. And don't let the thickness worry you. The weed barrier has excellent permeability. It still allows the soil to breathe and receive nutrients. One of the other really good perks to Vevor is that it's so widely used. You can use Vevor for a vegetable patch, a greenhouse, ground cover, a patio garden, driveway, road stabilization, drain installation, riprap, and retaining walls. So y'all, Vevor has so many options other than just using it like we did. So y'all make sure to go to the link in the description and y'all try Vevor out. It is a perfect time of year for y'all to get out and start doing some projects, so why not start with Vevor? This slab we poured for outside the camper door. We decided to keep it there just for a few more months and use it to center our beds on.
Getting our raised bed set up to plant these plants, we want to do it just like we built the house. Everything symmetrical, nice, neat.
Overkill.
Probably so.
So what we're gonna do is have 2 rows in this bed. So we're gonna go ahead and find the distance of where we want to set our rows to, and that way whenever we go to pull the string, it'll set an exact straight line.
That way our rows will be perfectly straight. And I know that might not sound important now, but after they grow and they get up to a certain height and they want to start falling over, we want to be able to attach some type of a timber to the end of these, stretch a string across, and drop vertical supports rather than drive stakes in. Now, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, so stay tuned to see if that is what ends up happening. So we got 16 plants. Jim went down and marked 8 spots down the side of our bed. And now it's time to start cutting the holes to put the plants in. Get one out for you?
Good job.
Good job. That's a tomato. It's a tomato plant. You like tomatoes?
Yes.
She's ready to do the rest of it. Why is drinking out of the water hose so much more fun than drinking out of a bottle?
You know, I don't know, but I was just sitting here thinking, it is so nice that we use these food grade water hoses so you can drink out of them. We don't have nothing to worry about.
Lad, Daddy wanted a sip.
Can I have some? Wow. You can give Mama a bath.
This whole row is going to be early girls. And the first 4 on this side are going to be sweet 100s, which are like the little small cherry tomatoes. And then the last 4 on the end are mortgage lifters. So this entire bed is just going to be tomatoes. We are absolutely tomato eaters, especially in the summer. There is nothing better than a mayonnaise and tomato sandwich whenever you come in from a hot day. So we are fighting a little bit of rain, but it ain't bad. It's more or less just misting on us.
Yeah, just enough to get you soaking wet, like in a really slow, miserable way. Not like a nice warm shower or even a cool shower.
Is that why you brought the boat? Did you think it was gonna flood that bad?
Hey, that would be convenient if it did. Well, it was the only place that I could think of to put all this to where the animals couldn't get to it and tear the sacks up. Plus, you never know. You know your pottery that lives on the other side of the bayou? He might need some potting soil already in the boat. All you gotta do is throw it in the water and go to it.
The reason that we're going to be putting this mulch in is for two main reasons. It's also going to help with the weed control, like the weed barrier is doing, along with help keep moisture into the soil.
We're still here, flipping coins about what's to come. It starts getting cold, and we don't know any way out of here. We're trying to understand how it all started to go wrong. But the sea is way too deep. Yeah, it's deeper than we could ever go.
So on each side of this bed that we made, we're going to build two smaller ones. We're still going to have to leave room in between to walk, so we're going to leave about 18 inches. We're going to make the beds on the sides just a little bit smaller because we're definitely not going to need 3 beds that are going to be as big as this one was. So we're going to build 2 more on each side that are going to be 2.5 foot by 6 foot. I'll hold all of our peppers and our squash and our cucumber and everything, I guess, that's not tomatoes. At least the rain stopped.
That is a good thing. Yeah, we're supposed to get some more later, but it is so nice to be out here working without it drizzling on you.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. 'Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay.
In the mixture for the raised beds, we use equal amounts of compost and potting soil. Each bag was 1 cubic foot. So for the 2.5 foot by 6 foot beds, we used 2.5 bags of each. Using both the compost and potting soil, it gives the plants the most nutrients they need to grow, along with providing a stable soil that's meant for plants to thrive in.
Two.
You do not have to wet down this weed barrier. We just found that it was easier to work with if we did. Put it in there whenever I open it up. There you go. Thank you. Teaching starts at a very young age. Whether Ladley realizes it or not, she is already learning the basics to homesteading and life skills that she's going to be able to pass down to her kids one day.
There you go. All right, there you go. Reach far. Good job.
There is truly no other way Lydia and I would like to spend our days. Life slows down doing the simple things in life, and if you're lucky, you can enjoy them with the person you love. Now this might just look like a garden to y'all, but for us, it's a monumental chapter for our homestead.
Y'all, yesterday we finally finished up our beds. The plants are looking so good this morning already, and the sun's not even out, so that really has encouraged us to come around to the front of the house now and get all these dead flowers pulled up. We ended up getting a freeze, and the chickens ended up eating all the leaves off of them anyway. What we're gonna be working towards is pulling all these flowers out, putting down some more weed barrier, putting down some mulch, and then whenever we decide and I figure out what kind of flower works best that the chickens don't want to eat all the leaves off of, if y'all have any tips, go to the comments please and let me know what y'all think would look best.
Any flower that a chicken would find unappetizing, we're interested in it.
Absolutely. Beautiful little weeds that are growing up, these yellow flowers. Then you come right over here. Man, those weeds are literally taller than my flowers. This one's got a teeny tiny survivor on it. You want to keep it?
Yeah, I think we should let it go. Hey, I do have a question for y'all though. I've been seeing a lot of videos on the internet about what it looks like these are. Drop down in the comments and let us know, are these dandelions? Is that what this is? Because they're saying on the internet there's a lot of medicinal properties. I always thought it was just a weed, and that might be what it is. So y'all let us know if y'all have any information or if y'all know anything about this.
Many of y'all might ask, why didn't you use the weed eater? Well, Jim, you want to tell them?
Ain't got no gas in it. Put this rock in here to make us a little entryway to the porch. And it's been both a blessing and a curse, just like a lot of the stuff that we do. But on the blessing side, it kept the mud down to a minimum of getting onto the porch. But we put these big rocks down and it is almost impossible to walk on this stuff without turning your ankle. So, the rocks has got to go.
I remember whenever I said that we didn't want to put this in here just so we could haul it right back off? Here we are. Here we are.
Whenever we get these rocks gone, we're obviously going to need something to put in its place. And what we're going to do there is we're going to dry pour our entryway. So we're going to do a dry pour concrete slab with all the bells and whistles, start to finish.
We had a tremendous amount of questions asked on the last one about doing a 4-inch, what the maximum thickness of this can be, or any type of steel into this. So we are going to show y'all that you can do those things as well. And who knows, we might do some stamp or design or something on the top of this one.
That sounds interesting.
Hint, hint.